All right, it's Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. That means we are live like we are every Tuesday for the last 3 years. Welcome to all our members that are in the Zoom room, and welcome to everybody in the public setting as well on all the social media platforms. I hope everyone has read the books. Everyone's always asking me what book to start with because there are 10. I would say the red book is the way to go. The red book, Medical Monopoly. And then Peace Over Pain would probably be second. It's a great way to start. There's a lot of people out there that don't know what to do, don't know if they want to get started with this head to toe healing thing because it's such a new concept. I had one person come to me and say, I have degenerative disc disease. What do I do? I say, you need head to toe healing. Here's a link, She comes back and she says, so how do I heal my back? I said, head to toe healing. It's on the page. It's such a new concept that it's really hard to grasp, But I don't want to separate it into nutrition in the musculoskeletal system and mindfulness training. I want it to be head to toe healing. I want it to be a thing. Because once you start separating it, you're giving yourself permission not to do all three in a subliminal type of way. But head to toe healing is doing all three at the same time. That's the magic of it. That's the magic of it. I think that's why we get so many testimonies. That's why we have the most testimonies ever put on video. And we just added a few this week. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. It never stops. It never stops. And I want to say to all the members too, if you have a victory, I want to know about it. Think it through. I'm going to come to you in about 20 minutes or so, and we'll talk about it. Don't be shy. You got to talk. You got to talk. You got to tell us. Trust me when I tell you, the more you talk to me, the better you will get. And I'll keep that secret to myself, but keep talking, keep sharing. All right. So, to everyone at home, we're going to start with the social media platforms and then circle back around to our beautiful members. I hope you're all ready for the meet and greet June 7th. And I'm working on a retreat, a membership retreat that would be yearly. So lots of things coming down the pike. All right, so Coach Karen and Coach Sean, is there anything percolating in the public setting, or are they just all logging in very slowly?
There's a couple questions that are here. Victor has a comment. He says, so what causes calcium to build up on the shoulder?
What causes calcium to build up on the shoulder? I mean, I would like to know how he knows that. It feels like there's context involved on this one. What do you think, Ryan?
Multiple nutrient deficiencies, including calcium, which always shocks people. People don't understand. Their doctor tells them, hey, John, you've got a stone, you've got a calcification somewhere. You need to make sure that you never, ever consume a little tiny piece of calcium. When your body's in calcium deficient mode, it'll pull calcium from the bones and the teeth. So it doesn't even matter how much you
and the nails.
And the nails everywhere. It doesn't matter how much you consume when you're already in calcium deficiency. Your body is already pulling it. The treadmill's already going one way. It's pulling it out of your tissues and into the blood, and it can get caught up in places. And if you're lacking other nutrients that are involved in the calcium metabolism, like vitamin D, vitamin K2, magnesium, boron, strontium, whole bunch of them. You can get calcifications. And I mean, I would just say, anyone who doesn't understand this, calcium deficiency to me is the biggest problem in society. The biggest problem. It's the most important deficiency. It's the mineral that we need the most of. It's the most misunderstood. And if you have calcifications anywhere in the body, I immediately think calcium deficiency. But if you have any problem, one of the first things that I think of and top of the list is calcium deficiency. It's
Yeah, I
not
mean,
just
there's
calcium,
like
it's all its cofactors.
there's give or take 600 bones in the body. That's a lot of calcium. You need a lot of calcium. Yeah. So, but as far as this man's shoulder, the first thing that comes to my mind is, how does he know that?
Yeah, is he talking about calcification inside, stiffness,
Yeah.
bone-to-bone arthritis in the shoulder joint, or is he talking about a plaque on the outside or something like that?
Yeah, and who's to say it's not a lymphatic thing? A circulation of the white fluid. We got two fluids. One's white and one's red. So calcium would flow through the red river, not the white river. So
to piggyback on the calcium topic, since you were talking about bone loss and things like that, what about people that lose bone in their teeth and begin to get receding gums? Is it possible to reverse receding gums, or what are your thoughts on that?
yeah, if you're not born with it, it's not yours.
If you're
Right?
degenerated, you can regenerate.
That's right.
Gums are made of essentially the same thing as bones, just slightly different. They're both specialized types of connective tissue, basically. We've seen plenty of receding gums go back. All kinds of mouth problems and tooth problems. Practically all of them are centered around calcium deficiency. And again, just to clarify for anyone going out, running out and buying calcium, it's not just calcium. This is one of the reasons why calcium is so misunderstood, because normally it's very, very hard to absorb calcium and it's hard to see any kind of result with it. And if you go out and buy a regular bottle of calcium carbonate or calcium lactate or calcium gluconate or whatever, and you take the entire bottle today, probably nothing's going to happen except you'll get constipated. It's not going to be absorbed. And it has tons of different cofactors beyond the short list that I gave earlier. This is why we use all 90 essential nutrients at the same time, and we get rid of food problems, and we look at other problems that are going on in the body. This is head to toe healing here. It's not fractionated nutrition, but calcium is excessively important, and if we need to talk about it for you to understand it, then so be it.
You got something else, Karen?
Well, back to the question about the calcium buildup on the shoulder. Cecile was saying, could that be arthritis?
Well, I suppose so. That would be
Arthritis
bone
isn't
spurs.
really a calcification, though, right?
It's bone spurs. It's really bone spurs. The body grows teeth, so to speak, or the bones grow teeth because it doesn't like friction. So, yeah, I mean, arthritis is something that goes away very easy in our program, in the Head to Toe Healing membership.
So Margie on Facebook is saying, I don't drink milk nor take calcium. I'm almost 60. Should I take a calcium supplement, and which one?
Well, of course, we recommend our supplements because we know that they work. But the only way to get that is inside of our membership. We don't give that information to the public because it's irresponsible.
And I could add that milk has nothing to do with it. Zero. It's physically impossible for you to get enough calcium from milk. Milk is high phosphorus. And this is something that's more complicated than we need to get into here. We have lessons on it in the membership. For those who are on the nerd side of things, like I am, you don't really need to understand the chemistry. But when there's more phosphorus in a food, your body pulls calcium regardless of how much calcium is in it. You need to have a proper ratio. You need twice as much calcium as phosphorus. And practically all the foods that we eat in modern society are high phosphorus. This is one of the reasons why calcium deficiency is so important. Dairy, all meat, all organs, sodas, sugar, grains, all of that is high phosphorus. So it makes it absolutely impossible to get enough calcium when you're at the same time getting a lot of phosphorus. You need an extra source of calcium beyond that.
Right.
And should she take a calcium supplement? I would say don't waste your money because honestly, when it comes to our calcium product, I've never seen anything even close to approaching its effectiveness. We see people improving certain things with other products. We don't see full-blown osteoporosis reversal and osteopenia and full-blown disease states being reversed because it needs to be absorbed. The doses need to be correct, and all of the cofactors need to be there. I see tons of people out there buying vitamin D, buying vitamin K, buying calcium, buying magnesium, but you got 8 different products and you're still lacking like 40 different cofactors because there's a lot more to it.
Yep.
And it won't work if you buy it just generic. It just won't work.
Yep.
Google it. Will calcium help me? You'll get 1,000 articles that say no, it won't help you because they're using forms that aren't absorbable and recipes that don't make sense.
All right, Sean, you got anything?
Yeah, K Being Graced is asking, low white blood count. What could cause it to be low? Blood specialist said my iron is low.
Well, you're dealing with a specialist. So all they know is a little piece of the body and not the whole body, right? So we're talking bone marrow here for pretty much the most part. So we're talking soft tissue. The blood is also soft tissue. So more than likely the root cause is nutritional deficiency right there. What say you, Ryan?
Yeah, I agree. There's several deficiencies directly linked to low white blood cells. A lot of them are vitamins. Some of them are less well known, like trace minerals. And yeah, the main reason is because you need all those nutrients for your bone marrow. Your bone marrow is what makes blood cells. But she's anemic at the same time, so we can also make some other assumptions. She probably has low stomach acid because it's very hard to be deficient in iron unless you have low stomach acid. You need strong stomach acid to absorb iron and all of its cofactors,
Yep.
copper and calcium and vitamin C and B12 and B9 and so on. And she could also be deficient in those cofactors. We rarely actually see anemia caused by iron deficiency. It's a gut problem, stomach problem, or a cofactor problem 99.9% of the time.
Yep.
And
Sean?
easy to fix.
Sean?
Yeah. Another comment from Edward or Edwarda. Please explain how someone has a genetic mutation for a synthetic substance. I think they're referring to like the whole folic acid debate.
I'm going to defer to
Can you-
Ryan on that one.
What was it? Folic acid versus folate?
Well, it was just the argument was how does someone have a genetic mutation to a synthetic substance?
That's a clever question. This person's thinking. Excellent question is how I would answer that. Great question. We don't pay much attention to the whole methylated MTHFR thing. That became very vogue recently. It was not always vogue. So now everyone's getting their genes tested for it. This just never mattered to us before. I don't care what your genes say at all. And yeah, how do you get a genetic mutation to a synthetic thing? That's very clever. I'm gonna use that actually. So it sort of disproves the whole theory there.
Yeah. Anything else, Sean?
Yeah, I had one more question, but my scrolling reset. Okay, from Mover, asking how can I get a deficiency test?
A deficiency test?
Yeah.
Well, in our membership, we have blood labs that you can order. But I feel the analysis gives you the macro perspective of that, the head-to-toe analysis. So I don't like to go to blood labs until after. You do the macro first. Stay with the whole body. stay with the head to toe analysis. And then, maybe 4, 5, 6 months down the road, then, get in on the labs and kind of go micro if you need to. Sometimes you don't need to. Next.
That's about it right now.
Karen?
What causes kidney stones?
Oh,
Kathy's asking.
There's a few things that cause it. Could be oxalates. Could be a calcium deficiency. Those are probably the two main ones right there. But again, this kind of piggybacks off what we were just talking about 5 minutes ago or whatever it was. You would think that there's too much calcium in the body, but there's not. It's stealing calcium. And then when it coagulates into a stone, here it comes. A lot of plant-based people get kidney stones. Steve Jobs had kidney stones. Hot topic on the internet. Everyone's always like, how did he die? How did he die? He ate so healthy. It literally says in his autobiography he had kidney stones. Next.
And even though all those plants are high calcium and low phosphorus, right? They are. Everything I said earlier, the meats and dairy and grains and stuff, they're all high phosphorus. But sorry, I don't know if I misspoke earlier. All those vegetables, all the fruits and stuff, they're all much lower phosphorus. So it's actually way more favorable to the calcium ratio. And yet it's still not enough. You can't get enough calcium from food. No way. Animals can't either. That's why we give them supplements.
Karen?
Karen on Facebook is saying calcium causes cancer. Would you agree with that?
No. Next.
What about, Joanne says, what about high calcium leading to kidney stones?
What is this, the calcium show?
parathyroid-
What do
Parathyroid disease. Could it be linked to thyroid?
I suppose, Ryan? Definitely can, right?
Yeah, guys, high calcium in the blood means calcium deficiency, raging calcium deficiency.
Yeah.
And or raging inflammation, because your body is trying to put out inflammation with the calcium. The person asking about cancer, stop it. Calcium is the most important nutrient to me for alkalizing the body. Not to me, for chemistry. This is the reason the oceans will never get acidic, because they're lined with calcium limestone. Calcium is the primary alkalizer in nature. There's other nutrients too, like magnesium and iodine and stuff that are also alkalizers. But calcium is the primary one. So if you have raging calcium deficiency, your body takes it out of the bones and the blood, bones in the teeth and so on, and puts it into the blood. And it can go overboard with that mechanism, just like it can release too much insulin and crash you into low blood sugar. And you can be on a roller coaster until you eventually slide into diabetes. The body can overcompensate for some things. And having the parathyroid involved, yeah, for sure. I don't mean to say obviously, it's probably not obvious. But yeah, if you have a glandular problem, if you have a metabolic problem, now you've just got two problems concurrently. And the doctor might look at the high calcium and say, well, that must be the reason. Absolutely not. It's correlation, not causation.
Next.
Kathy's asking, my son is a type 1 diabetic. What can I do to help him? We try to keep low carb.
Well, my first question is, are you sure he's a type 1 diabetic? Because it gets misdiagnosed a lot. And is he under the age of 12? There's a lot of people out here that get diagnosed with type 1 at like 33. It just doesn't make any sense. But, if it is type 1, then it's technically a birth defect. And, we can help someone feel better, but birth, if you're born with it, you're born with it. What say you, Ryan?
I've only seen a handful of cases that came to us as type 1 that were actually type 1 because
Right.
we were able they were able to get off their insulin. So the misdiagnosis thing, you're right, is rampant, absolutely rampant. It's an excuse. It's an excuse because the doctors don't understand why you're not producing enough insulin. They just call you type 1. I remember it used to be called juvenile diabetes, but now it's diagnosed all the time in 20, 30, 40, 50, 70-year-olds. We see this all the time. So even people who have true type 1, meaning it's a birth defect, you're not able to produce enough insulin, you're still going to need insulin for the rest of your life. But we expect to see a lower dose. We expect you to be able to lower your dose over time. And we also expect whatever other symptoms you have to be gone. And it's not a simple, take this supplement, take berberine or something like that. It's not that simple. A lot of people make it sound very simple. It's not. Even we're guilty of that, saying, oh, there's two main nutrients involved in blood sugar problems. It's not that simple. There's a whole bunch of them. They have tons of cofactors, all this stuff. But yeah, on our program, I expect you to reduce insulin at the minimum. And for the majority of people, I expect them to be able to get off of it.
Sean, you got something?
Kathy had added that her son was diagnosed at age 11.
Okay. Well, still could be misdiagnosed. So we would get after the whole body just like we get after everything.
And we at least know one thing. The pancreas was indeed able to produce some insulin. If it wasn't noticed until the growth spurt around that age, they're producing some. It's very possible that the pancreas could be producing more in optimal conditions. And he could have a birth defect still. Might not be able to produce enough. But quality of life can still improve, and whatever else he's got can still improve.
Sean?
So we have questions from IG. Someone is asking, can someone be taken off dialysis with nutrition only?
I guess technically, yeah. I mean, we're head to toe healers. So we're getting after the whole body head to toe. So we wouldn't want to get after it with just nutrition.
Okay. Second question from Gitly is, homemade almond milk, can it be bad for you?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's nut juice. It's not milk. They just use the word milk to promote it. It's nut juice. Just like olive oil is fat juice. That is not milk. Milk comes out of an animal, including humans.
We have Jill on Facebook, and she says, "Hi there from Wisconsin. I spoke with Coach Karen. Hi, Jill. Hope you're doing great." She said, "My next step will be getting an analysis."
Very good. The head to toe analysis is what you want to do. That's how you get into the program. So you can get your symptom score and you can find the root causes to your symptoms and have that aha moment. It's really the only way anyone's going to understand this head to toe healing thing is through that analysis.
We had another question on here. I think they were saying, what do you think about coping? But I think they meant cupping. There's a new trend about cupping the body. What do you think about that?
Well, first and foremost, it's a micro method, just like massage and acupuncture and all that stuff. So it's not full body healing, but can it help? Yeah, it can help. Sure.
Paula on Facebook is saying, "Hey doctor, I wake up with numb hands every single day. I'm 58. I don't take any medication and I'm not overweight. I sleep on a grounding sheet, but it has not made a difference. Do you know what could be causing this?"
Yeah. It's more than likely a compressed nerve, or it could be a nutritional deficiency. And we have people all over the world who had numb hands and don't anymore, or numb feet. So it's just on you to walk to the door.
Mover is asking, do we crave certain foods that we're deficient in the minerals? Let me reread that. Do we crave certain foods when we're deficient in minerals?
Well, you're gonna crave foods with minerals because you're looking for minerals, and this is specifically usually salt. That's why we put a salt block out at farms, right? So if it's junk food, then you're gonna go towards the potato chips and the this and that because it's all salty, and you want salt to get minerals.
And last one, someone is asking your opinion on medical mushrooms.
I mean, I've never done it. I've never given it to anyone. I don't have much experience on it. But you see, they're putting the medical word in front of it there.
Well, do we know if they're talking about magic mushrooms or they're just talking about like cordyceps and lion's mane and stuff like that?
Uh, I'll wait for them.
I know we could be talking about reishi or something, right?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't call that medical mushrooms.
I don't know. I mean, one of my favorite products that we have in the catalog has a higher antioxidant dose than would be physically possible for anyone to consume under any circumstance.
It's because of
And
mushrooms.
Dr. Reese, you and I did that interview with Richard Renton, the formulator of the products.
Yeah.
And I said, how the heck do you get that many antioxidants in this product? How is that even possible? Right? We're talking like maybe 10 times what you could get in our food supply, maybe 4 times what the healthiest people in the world could possibly get from food. How do you do that? He said it was simple, mushroom extracts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was medicinal mushrooms. So yeah.
I would call magic mushrooms medicinal too, but I think that's a conversation for another day.
Well, some people swear by it. Sure.
So one more question here. Rami's asking, I have hair loss. I'm in my late 50s. It's getting so thin. Is there anything I can do? It just doesn't seem like it's getting better.
It could be a hormonal issue, it could be nutritional deficiencies. It could be forward head and the lymph isn't moving. It could be all sorts of different things. That's why we get after it with head to toe healing.
Do we know if that's a male or female?
Female.
Dr. Risa, you think it's easier for her than a man?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I know when I started with you a couple of years ago, when I had a virus a couple of years ago that was going around for everybody, I lost half my hair. And once I started getting on the nutrition and started doing the full program, my hair started growing in much more thicker. I have to get it cut like every 6-7 weeks now. It's just crazy. So do you think that, well, I think it helped having the right nutrition in my body. So maybe it would help her too.
The thing is with this program is it's just constantly a miracle after miracle after miracle. So nothing surprises me anymore. Nothing surprises me anymore. It's to the point where it's like, it's almost like everything's just gonna go away. It doesn't even matter at this point.
I got a couple questions before we switch over. Someone's asking, because we were talking about the calcium supplement, someone's asking, where do I buy the calcium supplement from?
We don't recommend anyone to go do that. We're comfortable with our stuff behind
No, yeah, the one we were talking about.
behind our closed doors.
Hmm. Uh, and the second one is tinnitus in the brain and not the ear?
It could be. Sure. Why not? Does it matter? No, because it's going to go away. And when it goes away, you're not going to care. So,
Wait, one more. Jama's asking, can we talk about the program details, please?
sure. We have a membership that we use for head to toe healing. And it's important to get familiar with what head to toe healing is. And in order to get in the door, you got to do an analysis, head to toe analysis, so that we can find all the root causes to your symptoms. And you walk away with that symptom score. You need the symptom score so you know what direction you're going in. If you have a 30 or up, you're a hot mess. If you have a 5 or under, you're pretty darn healthy. So it's a great way to gauge. And we have people who come in with, say, a 25, we get them down to a 15, or they get themselves down to a 15. We guide you a little bit, but you're doing it. The members are doing it.
The
And
key thing, though, is
the
to
more it
get,
comes down, the better. Go ahead.
sorry about that, Dr. Reese. I was going to just add on, the key thing, though, is you want to find out if this is for you or not. And the first thing to do is to go to calldrreese.com and schedule an appointment with one of our coaches. And we can talk about your specific goals and what you're trying to achieve and see if this is for you. So reach out to our website, give us a call, book a call with us. We can do a phone call, we can do a Zoom call, and it's free. So there's no obligation on your part. It's just great conversation and find out if it's for you.
Yep. Or you can just DM us too. You can inbox us too. All right. So we're going to switch over to our members now. So for the public, I will probably do a pop-up live sometime this week. You won't know when, but I'll pop up and we'll talk then. But now I want to talk to our members, our beautiful members, and see what's going on. Now, I saw earlier that someone had a victory. Tamara, are you there?
I'm here.
Did
Yes,
somebody have a victory?
Monica. Monica has a win that she would like to share today. So
Monica.
Monica,
I want to talk to Monica.
did she go away?
Hello.
Oh, there.
There she is. Hi, Monica. So, what
Hi.
happened? What's your victory?
Well, your program works. I joined your program around August 2024, and I had the frozen shoulder. And although I went down the rabbit hole probably February, March before I joined, but I did go down the rabbit hole and read the books and did all the research, and everything was positive. I prayed about it and it was great. And so I joined in July, and I had the analysis done in August. And so 8 months later, I am pain-free of frozen shoulder.
There it is.
And it was constantly hurting for 2 years. Like for 6 months, it went by with pain all the time, and ibuprofen wouldn't help. I went to the orthopedic, physical therapy.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't help.
Yeah.
I was still in pain. I even went to chiropractors. It did not help. And I stumbled upon you on the Facebook Reels. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give this a shot. So 8 months later, I no pain.
It's awesome.
So, and I feel great. I got off the poor four foods before I ever joined the membership.
Yeah.
And I even joined the 90. And,
Yeah.
but now I'm in the right group now.
Yeah.
But, I,
What was your life like when you had frozen shoulder? Like how did it hinder your life?
sleep. I did not sleep. I would wake up, it would be numb, and the pain would radiate down my elbow. Um, I had an MRI and X-rays, everything, so it was confirmed it was frozen shoulder because he was going to do surgery on it, and I said no. And so I just walked away from the doctor scene, and I was like, nope. And but I was in pain. Ibuprofen wouldn't help. And so I just kind of dealt with it and lost a lot of sleep. And, but it doesn't hurt anymore. And I just want to thank you and your program.
Yeah.
It does work. And I love the mindful training and all the vitamins. And I'm on the day 57 of the 120-day challenge.
There you go.
Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you so much for sharing and for giving us a shot and believing in us,
I try to do the PAT 5 or 6 times a week, sometimes 2 times a week,
Yeah.
or 2 times a day.
Good.
So
It's amazing. It's amazing. Just another miracle.
it is. And I want to thank you and thank your team, all the coaches. Everybody is so nice and helpful. And I want to tell everybody about you and the whole program.
Tell them all. Tell them all. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
This is what we do it for. And think about how many people are out there right now with pain who don't have to be in pain, because they would come into this program and the pain will go away. It will. Yeah, for some people it takes 2 weeks. For some people it may take 2 years. But if you do what you're supposed to do with head to toe healing, it's going to happen. It has to. So it's just a matter of somebody having faith, believing, and taking my hand, basically. Come in. Just come in and do it. Don't question it. Just do it. Anything else, Tamara?
Yes. What is your take on smart watches?
I don't have one. People that I do know that have them are pretty obsessed with it. They're always, looking down at this and that. I don't know. Ryan, what do you think the EMF effects of a smartwatch is?
Terrible. I hate them and I wish they didn't exist. What's worse than a microwave in your pocket, right, is a microwave on your wrist that you keep on your body 24/7. It's a horrible idea. Absolutely horrible idea. The worst to me is when people have them for health reasons, to, constantly monitor heart rate and blood pressure and stuff. And first of all, they're highly inaccurate when it comes to blood pressure and stuff. It's been shown they're wildly inaccurate, first of all. But second of all, you already have a health problem. Now you're adding an extra burden onto your system because that EMF affects your blood. For everybody, we don't get to talk about this every week because I could go on for hours about it. And we have long modules in the course about it. We talk about it in the program with members, because anyone who asks about any health problem, we might be talking about nutrition and posture and stuff here, but always everyone should know that EMF can contribute to or cause any problem, because it impacts the blood immediately, and your blood is where nutrients are all used, right? Your nutrients are delivered, your oxygen's delivered, your waste is transported out by blood, and if the blood is not working properly because of EMF, you can get any symptom or any disease because of that.
Yeah. Now, I was talking on the phone with Ryan the other day. Actually, it was yesterday. And he said, hold on, let me get my headphones. I said, let me guess. They have a wire. He goes, yep. Yeah, I'm like, you must have an old iPhone. He goes, yep, iPhone 8. Because I don't think you can do a wire with the new ones unless there's some loophole. So it's like
There's
they're
a
forcing.
toggle. There's a toggle you can put that has an adapter, so you can put any sort of connection in it.
Okay. Okay. Good to know.
Throw out the smartwatches.
Yeah, and there's going to be smart glasses that are going to be very popular soon too.
Well, we're going to get a whole new wave of people asking what's causing their tinnitus and their vertigo and their headaches and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Can't tell you how many times, especially young people, because there's multiple causes of tinnitus and vertigo. But when it's a young person especially, I just ask, have you been using Bluetooth headphones? Oh, yeah, I just got one a year ago. You've been using it that year. How long have you had the tinnitus? Oh, it's been about a year. Stop it. They come back a week later or something. Hey, it went away. It's crazy.
That's exactly what happened with me. I used to wear AirPods, and I lost them one day, and yeah, the tinnitus was just gone. It was very convenient.
That's Levi, by the way, for anyone, because nobody sees him. Just letting everyone know.
Maybe I should start announcing myself. The venomous of Lord Reese.
Oh man. If you come on June 7th to the annual meet and greet, you will meet the whole team and you'll see Levitimus.
But if you're wearing an Apple Watch, you don't get to come in. No, I'm kidding.
Leave the cell phone at the door.
You're like the phone Grinch.
I've been to seminars where you weren't allowed to bring your phone in.
Yeah. We have a question coming from Diane. Hi, Dr. Reese. Can prolonged exposure to foods you're allergic to over the years cause someone to develop an autoimmune disease like multiple sclerosis?
I mean, I guess you can say maybe. But multiple sclerosis is, at the root, it's going to be more than likely a gut issue. Leaky gut leads to leaky brain.
We have an update from Denise. She completed the 120. Are you there, Denise?
I always
Hi,
have
Denise.
to unmute. This is Denise James.
Hi, Denise.
Hi. I just wanted to let you all know that, yes, since I completed the 120, which was the end of February, beginning of March, I had, I think it was like an 11 for my original symptom score, and now I'm down to 5.
Wow.
And a lot of that is from the chronic pain that I had. I knew that it was going to be lower because of that, and nothing else has gone back up. Nothing has returned, from the plantar fasciitis, from the hip sciatica of the left hip, and the knees that I had a lot of pain in. So I am so pleased to see that. And some of the other things that I had have not come back. There was I don't know if that's part of plantar fasciitis, because that wasn't my original symptom, but I remember.
What was your symptom score when you originally got the analysis?
11. It was 11
Okay.
out of 60, and I went down to 5.
You're-
And
You're pretty darn healthy. If you're 5 and under, you're pretty darn healthy.
Yeah, but I want to keep at it.
Yeah, that's like I always say, this head to toe healing thing. It's a verb.
Yes, yes. It's just like, when people just exercise because they want to exercise because they know that's going to keep them healthy.
Yeah.
This is more than just the routine, just aerobics every day. I know it's a posture issue. I know it's postural. And so I don't want to go backwards. I want to keep on going, maintain and go forwards, you see, so that even if my shoulder blades don't touch the wall ever the rest of my life, I hope that it doesn't negatively affect me because I did not continue my postural alignment therapy or did not continue to take the supplements. Everything has something to do with it, So I believe in the healing of the body, the mind, the spirit. And a lot of the mindfulness blends with a lot of things in the Bible
Yeah.
as far as how we are to address ourselves and our spirits with the Lord, the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
So, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. That's written in Scripture. And so when you have the part, I don't want to reveal too much from your mindfulness training. I know this is an open forum, but you have certain parts about appreciation of trees and so forth, and just the fact that you're getting up every day and saying good morning or good day, good new day, happy new day.
Yeah.
So, and being thankful. Well, who are you being thankful to? It depends. In my spirituality, I'm thankful to the Lord Jesus for blessing me and keeping me. And that gives you a spirit of gratefulness and how you treat everybody and respect everybody, you see. So it's a wonderful feeling. It's a wonderful feeling to look forward to these progressions and improvement. And it makes you feel better when you're dealing with your grandchildren and, just everything in life. It's just, you can make it, whatever's happening around you that's not so good. You got to look at it from a different angle, and you just have to approach life. What can you do things about and what can't you do things about, So, yeah.
Control what you can control.
Yes, absolutely. And know that God is in control.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much. And this is not a goodbye. I'm always going to be around, and I'm always going to remind everybody that this is the way to go. This has been the way to go for me, and so it will continue.
I want to start head to toe healing meetings, and you guys can go run them. You guys go tell everyone about it. It's missionary work.
Yes, it is. It is.
Because you think about it, like you could go to the grocery store this evening and see someone wobbling down the aisle, obviously in pain. You could technically approach that person and say, hey, excuse me, I think I can help you. And get this red book in their hand, or invite them to a meeting. Or there's so many people out there that need this head to toe healing.
Well, it's a matter of like when you're on a spiritual mission and you all you can do is plant the seed. And the seed is telling them about the word of the Lord. But in this case, it's telling them about head to toe healing and giving them that red book. It depends on where their walk is. But eventually, I do believe, because I pray for them, and I do believe that eventually they will get it. I may not see it, but they will get it as long, if they live long enough through their process. So, I walk with the faith that, you tell people about it and it's there for them to choose.
Well said.
But thanks for listening.
Thanks for talking.
Okay.
Okay.
And we have a lot of members, Tamara, that I've never talked to, you know. One of these days they're gonna click the little button. Can we get a gallery view?
Well, we have a comment from Liz. I've been doing the PA for about 3 weeks, not every day. I do the foot protocols every day. My shoulder issues, strained ligament is starting to get better. I've been suffering for 8 months. It's already making my life easier and happier. Getting closer to getting back in the gym and the tennis court. So that's her win.
Okay. Very
Yes.
cool.
Anybody else? Being shy today? Anyone have a win or a story?
There's
or a
so many
question?
people. I mean, there's 47 people in here right now.
I could start asking questions again.
Yeah.
Anybody? You can comment in the chat if you don't want to speak up.
How about Annette or Paige?
Any questions?
Blondie, I haven't talked to Blondie in a long time. How you doing, Blondie? You good? I see you. Stella, hello. Oh, Stella's always around. Ken, who's always got the iPhone thing. Mark Lang, I see you, Mark.
Good afternoon.
How you doing?
Thank you, Dr. Reese. You got about a week ago, you did my stuff, and wow,
The
that was
analysis. Yeah.
that was eye opener. Thanks to Karen and Sean for getting me going here. You know, I got my fingers and my toes last night at therapy. And I mean, that was worth the price of admission right there. That was so good.
Now, what happened? Tell me in detail what happened.
Well, I got my fingers into spreading out my toes.
Oh, I see what you're saying with the exercise. Yeah.
Yeah. So you said, and I knew I was a hot mess on my toes and the bunions and stuff. And it's like, well, I don't have to live that way forever. And so huge gratitude to everybody. This is so cool. Thank you very much.
And you've only been in a week?
2 days.
2 days, he got his fingers and his toes. Yay!
2 days, and he says it's worth the price of admission already.
Fingers out of my nose and my toes. Anyway, thank you.
Well, Mark, you're in the right place, man. So, congratulations on that. There will be more victories coming down the pike for you.
Yeah, I can't wait. This is cool.
Yeah,
I have a question.
sure.
This is Grandma Vicky.
Grandma Vicky.
Grandma Vicky. How do you have your analysis score checked to see if you've gone down?
So, the analysis form is on your membership page,
Okay.
and you would just download it, print it out, and fill it out. And then you would have your score, and then you just compare it to what the first one was.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
And we recommend that all members do this every 4 months.
Okay.
Every 4
Thank you.
months. Yeah.
Thank
And
you for what you're doing, though. You and the group. It is amazing, really.
Thank you.
My
And
daughter asked me some questions, and I said, very first thing I said, I need you to go off of the poor four. The poor four. She wants to know about menopause. I said, I'm done through that. So,
Yeah.
but I said, I'm going to take her slowly because she's quite the sugar freak and all this stuff. So
And how are you feeling?
also lives in Georgia, so she's not like here with us, so we can
How are you feeling?
much better. I had inflammation in my left shoulder. And I mean, I did have to go to the chiropractor because I couldn't even lift it up. But I do the postural Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and every morning, usually when I get up. And before I go to bed, I do static back, and I have my husband doing some of it. He's 8 years older than I am, so I have to keep him healthy. And we're off the 4-4.
Nice.
So we do a lot of your recipes. Tonight we had the hamburger stroganoff.
Nice.
And some butternut squash. So
very good. Very
for
cool.
my 26-year-old granddaughter to eat it, it's got to be pretty good. So, but I really enjoy your pop-ups. And my sister-in-law we just learned she's very, very sick right now. But if I get her where she's standing up, she said she wants to get healthy like her brother. So she's going to be my protege. I'm going to take care of her and see if I can get her to get off the poor for foods.
There you go.
And she has an issue, I guess. She says she has to test things because sometimes things give her diarrhea. And I'm like, oh, but so I'm going to give her some of my 90 essential nutrients and let her try it for a little bit and see if she has a response to it or, a symptom. But she's got to be doing something because I'll tell you, she's been sick since November.
Wow.
Just with like the bugs that are going around, bronchitis. She had double pneumonia. I mean, and then she had COVID. But anyway, I'll be quiet so somebody else can talk.
Well, be sure to come back and share your victories as they happen. Please.
I will. I hope I see a difference in my score. My score was only a 10, but I'm hoping it's a 5, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. That'd be great. That'd be great.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have a comment from Dina, which I spoke to earlier today. She's a new member. She just said she got my analysis Sunday, joined then, and I'm excited for the future. And Dina, I remember you did tell me that you got off gluten and you lost 12 pounds. So congratulations on that.
Nice.
That's what you said, right?
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, there you are.
Hi.
Hi. So you got off the pork.
Yes.
How long ago did you get off of the gluten?
Months ago. I've been following Dr. Reese. I've been following you for months. And I got my analysis, and you said that on a live, you said that you did an analysis on a 39-year-old that was completely out of alignment, and that was me. That was me. I heard that, and I was like, oh, that is definitely me.
I didn't say your name.
No. I just knew it was me. You said 39-year-old. I said, I bet that's me. And I got my analysis back.
We don't get that. We don't get that many young people coming through the door.
Yeah. Well, I was following along, and I said, you know what? I'm going into my 40s next year. I'm 39 now. And I said, you know what? I really need to start, getting everything together to go into my 40s healthy.
Congratulations. That's a victory within itself right there.
Yeah, it is, because a lot of people my age, I told Tamara, are starting to go down that route of, going into the medical system, going into that, just take a drug for this, that. And that's something that I always said to myself when that time came, I was not going to go that route.
Right.
I was not going to do that.
And here you are.
So I'm really happy to be here. I just started a few days ago, so I'm like really brand new.
And how do you feel when you see people coming on here and talking about my pain's gone, this is gone, that's gone?
I don't know why more people my age don't do this.
Yeah.
It's, I think it's amazing. I told Tamara too, I'm like, when I heard you first explain head to toe healing, I was like, this makes so much sense. It made so much sense to me.
Yeah. Well, it's a concept that a lot of people don't understand yet, but I'm glad that you do.
I get it. Hopefully I could spread the word somehow.
Well, we're gonna need promoters, that's for sure. A street team or something.
Okay. I'm good for that.
And you're gonna get better. What was your symptom score?
It was a 13.
Okay. So let's get that
Yeah.
down to a 3.
Yeah. But I was mostly, my issue was being completely like out of alignment. And I remember looking at my pictures after I took them and I'm like, what is going on with my left leg?
Wow. It's hard to see yourself like that, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm used to walking and like hustle bustle. And that was to see that I've been walking like that for all these years. It's crazy.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Thanks.
Thank you for sharing.
You know, most
Thanks,
people wait.
Tamara.
Welcome.
Most people wait until something breaks, right, with their body. It's kind of crazy when you think about it, right? We all take our car in for an oil change, you know, twice a year or something like that, so the engine doesn't seize. But with our body, the average person waits until they get diabetes, waits until they get arthritis, waits until the doctor's worried about them or pushing drugs on them to do something about it. But Deanna's smart, you know, but why not fix it now before it becomes an emergency? Do the oil change now before the engine seizes.
Yep, exactly.
It's really hard to fix a seized engine. You need a new engine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Really easy and pretty cheap to do an oil change.
Anything else, Tamara?
Yeah, Sonia, she's saying she can't come to the chat right now, but what do you think of wearing a weighted vest when walking? Will this affect the posture if you have rounded shoulders and tight traps?
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I mean, it would build muscle because you're adding weight, but it's going to pull you out of alignment more. Remember, muscles move bones. So,
And that's it for the questions in the chat.
okay.
Yeah.
Any other victories from anyone that has something juicy?
Hmm.
I do.
What's that?
Well, 10 years ago, my period went away.
Yeah.
And for the last 4 months, I've been menstruating, and I'm the 60-year-old.
Wow. That's amazing.
And then I've been sitting in the car, and I'm putting my glasses on. And I'm looking at the driver's part of the car, and it's all blurry. The glasses are blurry now. I have to take them off to drive.
Because you don't need the glasses anymore.
I don't need my glasses anymore. It's like a whole new world has opened up again.
Denise, these miracles keep happening to you.
I know, I'm so happy. I just needed to share that.
Awesome.
You said it surprised you that, something new. Well, that's something new. I've never heard a 60-year-old get their period back after 10 years. That's unheard of.
It can happen.
Yeah,
Okay,
well, a 60-year-old could get pregnant. I'm not trying for that. Anyway,
Just
all
stay
right,
away.
you guys
Stay
have a
away
good
from those.
day.
Stay away from those tampons, please.
Oh, I don't use anything. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
All right. I'm on a school bus, so I gotta go.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Do we need any more miracles? Anything else? It's like
That's a
miracle.
record in my world. I've never seen that happen.
Yeah.
I've seen them come back, but not after 10 years and not for a 60-year-old.
Wow.
Head to toe healing.
Could we use this as an opportunity to jump into something a couple of people were saying on Facebook?
Sure.
There was a couple of people who were kind of like, we want to hear how much Dr. Reese actually knows. And I think they were kind of commenting on maybe me talking a lot and other people talking instead of you. But you have this way of seeing it where the details are not that important. which I think is very proper, because the internet is full right now of people, and I'm guilty of this, who are saying, you know, this symptom is caused by this deficiency, or this toxic food, or this chemical, and it's just not that simple. You know, so many people are being misled by this micromanaging and micro explanation of their health, which is why I often don't like to talk about individual nutrients either. I always try and say, you know, there's tons of different nutrients. We don't use one nutrient. And even if we have a general idea of the program, it's still tailored to the person, and we still adjust as we go along. But now that they're in the membership, they're doing these other things as well. So we can be confident that they're working on the whole body in a way that's deeper than just nutrition. And we literally are seeing miracles here. Even just the past few weeks, some of the stories that have been shared, these are amazing. These are amazing results. You don't get those results by just taking folic acid and vitamin D and grounding your feet and doing all these little micro strategies. You got to combine it all together. So I just wanted to jump in and kind of defend you here, because first of all, you have a PhD in nutrition. You know your stuff about it. But you also know enough to not mention a lot of those details, because it misleads people and because it's not going to be that helpful, even if you name the nutrients. This is why I said, and you said it too, don't go buy that calcium product. Don't do it. We don't even want to tell you what it is, because you don't want to fractionate this. You want to do it properly. Do the package, get the real full result, and you'll learn enough in the process. You can carry that with you, and you can teach it to other people as well. A lot of our members are actually out there sharing the supplements and stuff, but they're not doing it in a fractionated way. They're bringing them in properly because they've learned about it.
That's right.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I agree with Ryan. And also, everybody wants an answer. They all want something. And then what? They want a fraction of the whole. It's like they're sick and they just want a little answer. And then what? They don't know what they're doing, first of all, right? Giving them the right supplement, so what? Is that going to cure them for the whole thing?
Right.
So even in the live up pop-ups, it's like they have a sickness, a cancer, and they all want an answer from you. It's like, how do you heal? Then one example of what you're going to tell them. I mean, it's so ridiculous. So I agree with Ryan. By the way, I want to say about Ryan, he's so amazing, okay? He has so much knowledge, and so does Dr. Reese. And everyone with the coaches here. So, but it gets to me when they all want an answer. And then they don't know what to do with the answer.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Well, I think there's so many social media influencers out there in the health field, and they cater to what I call the scavengers. And scavengers are just people looking for information because they want to do it themselves. And we don't do that. Besides the poor for foods, we give that away, you know, and people heal from just that all around the world. But head to toe healing can't be given away. It's complicated, and it needs to be facilitated in a private way. And so, you know, if somebody just wants information, then, you know, there's plenty of influencers out there and doctors on TikTok and Instagram that you can go to, and go ahead. It's fine.
But all the information is not catered to the whole everybody. Everybody's body is so individual.
Mm-hmm.
What works for me might not work for you. And then as you continue healing, your body changes and you require different stuff, different foods, different vitamins. I know that 90 nutrients, yes, but as your body heals, it changes every year.
Yep.
So it's not a cookie cutter. That's why Ryan says this is very difficult with people to give them exactly what works for me to you. It's very individual.
Yes. Well said.
Can I
Yeah, I
add
like
one thing?
Stella's style.
By the way, Stella, there's something wrong with the Facebook Messenger. That's why I don't respond to you, by the way. Just FYI.
Oh, it's all right. That's fine.
There's something wrong with it. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Don't worry about it. We're all good.
But I do read it.
Okay.
Can I drop in one thing real quick?
Ken.
Doc.
Yeah.
What up, dog? And dogettes. Yeah, to Ryan's point and what you were all just saying, with the medical monopoly, they don't react. They don't really respond to what you're saying unless they can respond, obviously, with drugs or a test. Like occasionally there'll be some kind of little side-handed recommendation, and you all don't react to symptoms either. Like there's plenty of times in the last 9 months where I've had an issue with something, and you say, okay, well maybe this could be from that, blah blah blah, but you stick with the course of action, keep us posted, and everything is very, very consistent. There's no gaps with the consistency of what you talk about, Doc, with Ryan, Sean, anybody. And that really gives us clients confidence to take care of ourselves. And that is so huge. The confidence that you know you can heal, that head to toe healing will work for you. And I'm a long-term case. You know, I mean, I've gone from 35 to 10 symptoms, and I'm grateful for that. But Hashimoto's is tricky, and you told me that early on. And so is Ryan. But Ryan, you know, we're working on it now, and it may take me another 6 months or whatever, but I am 100% going to heal, and I tell myself that 20 times a day. So love you guys. Thank you.
Ken went from a 35 to a 10. That's life-changing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And for all the scavengers out there, I think we should say that the membership is full. The scavenger sounds a little bit rude, by the way, but you know, I get it. They're just out there looking for all the information they can have.
But
our membership
I love the trigger people, right?
Yeah. Our membership is full of people who were scavenging information, and they come to us with so many different ideas. They've tried so many different diets. They have so many different products in their cabinets. They've tried it's just insane. They've spent so much money, so much time spinning their wheels. Maybe they got a little bit better. Maybe they didn't. They'd never had a coherent strategy to do it. And that's what head to toe healing is about. It's not about telling you the benefits of this nutrient, the benefits of this mushroom, the benefits of this specific exercise. It's about putting them all together in a way that makes sense and adjusting as needed. Because like Stella said, every case is not the same.
That's right. But you know what's really not the same, Ryan? Attitudes. Attitudes. Healing is an attitude. It's what you just saw with Ken. It's what you just saw with Denise. It's an attitude. If somebody is being the Grinch and they're doubting this whole thing, it's going to be hard to heal. Because the computer in your skull is attached to your spine, and then your spine shoots out to the rest of your body. So you are in charge of your body through your mind. And your attitude matters.
I wanted to say one more thing. You know, a lot of the non-members, they really need to read your book. the purple book, because their thinking is already conditioned, limited beliefs, and you cannot. They're like stuck, they're stuck with their limited beliefs. So no matter what you tell them, they cannot budge. It's like you need an open mind to change. So for the non-members, I was going to say that the first thing they need to do is read the purple book. Because no matter what you tell them, their mind is so closed. I mean, I see this in the comments. And they are always negative. Even the negativity alone is something to really see, that these people are just want to be negative. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I love that, because this is my favorite book for sure. And
this book is to open up your mind and to expand, not be stuck in a little something like this.
yeah, well said. Thank you. Tamara, anything else from you before we wrap up?
Yes. Good evening. What is the website to give someone who wants to tune in? I mean, to have someone get a call or analysis? I'm not sure of the question.
Me neither.
Felicia commented, I go to sleep listening to the bedtime reprogramming audio to keep reminding me that my body has the power to heal itself.
That's right. There you go. I made the audio for you. There's so many tools in the program. They're there. You may even forget about them because you've been in the program for, say, 9 months or something. And you're like, I forgot about that. Let me go back. And something may mean more to you a year later than it did the first month.
And Catherine commented, oh, sorry, go ahead. No, I'm just saying, Catherine commented that she loved that purple book. Felicia was commenting, I do, however, feel for scavengers. They are grasping for answers out of desperation and disappointment from the medical monopoly. I didn't understand what head-to-toe healing was at first, but I gained clarity about the concept after reading the books.
Yeah. It's the books that help you kind of get going.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
All right. Well, members, we are going to have a longer meeting the last Tuesday of every month. So don't forget about that. It will be shut off from the public. So it'll be just us. So I can find out what we can do better and stuff like that. I always want to improve this thing. If you've been around from the beginning, you know it's so much better now than it was back in June and July. I mean, we just keep making it better. And the next big thing is going to be this retreat. I'm really trying to figure out this retreat, which I don't think is going to be, it's probably not going to be anytime soon because it's a lot of planning. But I want everyone to be able to get together once a year. Outside of digital land. And if you're not from this country, because we have a lot of people from Canada and Australia and New Zealand and South America and South Africa, if you're going to fly in to Connecticut, USA, I want it to be really, 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 really worth it, you know. Not just a 4-hour meet and greet event, you know. So I think a retreat is the best way to go. A once-a-year retreat. And I look forward to getting that together. So that's it for now. It's been a pleasure. We'll talk next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern.